WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany tasting rare and exotic whiskeys. And today I have a Glen Keith 1991, a 26-year-old, 46.2% cask strength, non-chilled filtered, no color added, one of 219 bottles from the Whisky Warehouse number 8 from Hamburg, Germany. Now this was distilled in June 1991. What were you doing in June 1991? I was married for 1 year, way back then. And then I was bottled in August of 2017. Whiskey base number 107997. This was a bourbon hogshead, and it was called cask number W85174. Whisky Warehouse is an independent bottler here in Germany, and they called it the Auld and Rare. It's not actually the Old, it's the Auld, A-U-L-D, the old spelling of old. I've never seen it that way, but that's what they said. And the Chevis brothers actually started this distillery in 1957, right across the road from Strathisle. And at the very beginning, and this is something special about the Glen Keith distillery, they actually were doing triple distilled whiskey in the Speyside. Ooh. But then 1970, they said, stop, we're going to just add 2 more pot stills, and we're going to go back to the traditional double distilled method. Now, in 1999, they mothballed this distillery, production problems and so on. Actually, almost at the beginning of the whiskey boom, which is kind of crazy. And then 2013, they reopened the distillery. So you have this old stuff from Glen Keith, which is excellent. And you have the new stuff from Glen Keith, which is not yet where it should and could be. Scotch from the Scotch Test Dummies received a blind sample package from Aquavite, Roy from England, and Glen Keith was there, and he eliminated it at the very beginning as not the one he liked. And so this is something totally different. This is a 26-year-old bourbon cask monster that has spent its entire year in one single bourbon hogshead. Hogshead is you take basically, if I remember correctly, you take 3 normal barrels and you make 2 out of them, or that's not right. You take 5 bourbon barrels and you make 4 hogsheads out of them. Compared to the 220 liters, it's now 240 some liters. All right, very good. Let's nose it. So this is one of the things that's very special about me. I get to taste stuff you'll never ever see. 219 bottles worldwide, basically just in Germany. Ha ha ha. And you're watching in English, so this is the only thing. I'm the only one that's ever going to taste this practically in front of a camera. And this was a gift, by the way. I was at the Just Whiskey 2018 in Oberhausen, Germany. And one of the proprietors of Whisky Warehouse, Thomas, there's Thomas and Michael, he gave this to me. I asked him during our interview, hey, what's the oldest whiskey you have here at your stand? He said a 26-year-old Glen Keith. And then I said, what's the youngest? He said it's an 8 or 9-year-old Lafroig. And I was like, great. And then I was packing up my equipment, and he said, Jason, can I give you something? Can I give you a dram? I was like, no, I have to drive home now. He said, can I fill you up a sample? I said, okay, what would you like to give me? He says, I want to give you the 26-year-old Glen Keith. I said, really? That's expensive. And it's 99 euros for a half-liter bottle. So we're talking at 200 euros per liter. Add about 15% on top of that, so it's 230 euros for 1 liter. Push it down to 0.7, about 190 euros. That's a lot for a 0.7 liter bottle. Is it worth it? But it does smell very nice. Vanilla. A very faint hint of leather, as well as a dried tobacco leaves. Now, it's not my bourbon type. It's very faint, but it's there. I get white cranberries and vanilla. Once again, it's almost like a vanilla pudding with some alcohol added to it. It's good. This is something I could just nose for the next 20 minutes and enjoy. Now, is it worth the money? But it is a very fine whiskey. So let's try it. Everything I just mentioned before in the nose is what I get in the mouth. And I get a nice 26-year-old alcohol that has been kissing the cask, this bourbon hogshead, for the last 20 years, and now it comes and massages the gums and my tongue and my taste buds in my mouth and just gives it a wonderful, excellent experience. This is good. This is a B plus good, which is very, very nice in my book. Now, money, C minus. I would like to give it a D, but to be very, very honest, today in this booming whiskey economy, paying 100 euros for a half-liter cask of something 26-year-old isn't really extraordinary. It's almost a commonplace, and that's really, really does hurt. I think where was I? I was the other day on a live stream, and I had a 15-year-old Irish whiskey here in front of me. I said, you know what? If this was $49, that would be perfect. And you should have seen the comments. They come, Jason, are you crazy? Nothing in Ireland for 15 years old is $49. You have to pay twice the price. And I was like, oh, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. We're no longer in 2012. We're now in 2018, where the prices have exploded. And that's one of the things that I asked everyone. What's the major, with my videos, I asked them in German as well as 2 videos in English. What's the major development you've seen in the last 12 months in the whiskey industry in Europe? And everyone says, oh, the prices, they're just skyrocketing. And that's really, really a big problem. All right, so my question of the day is, it's a B plus, value for money, C minus. What has your experience been with Glen Keith? Now, there's the old ones, yummy, yummy. There's the new ones, not there yet. What is your experience? Have you had any Glen Keiths at all? And I'm sure you're not going to have one of these. It's from the Whisky Warehouse number 8. It's one of 219 bottles worldwide, and so that's the thing that's sometimes the problem. But I think it's amazing. 46.2% cask strength. It just keeps on losing that little bit of angel share each time, and they bottled it up. And this is absolutely fantastic. A very, very nice dram. Those white cranberries, a little bit of that, a lot of that vanilla, very creamy, a lot of the malt forwardness, a lot of that barley is in there still. And it's just a typical old bourbon hogshead matured whiskey. And a lot of people love them. And to be very, very honest, I've recognized I like the sherry a little bit better. It can be sherry matured, second filled, or it could actually just be a sherry finish. I love that. I prefer that compared to this. Nice. B plus, very good grade. But if I had the choice between something matured in a sherry hogshead or a bourbon hogshead for 20 plus years, I'm always going to tend to take the sherry hogshead. All right, thank you very much for watching. Please like, please subscribe, please tell others about this crazy guy over here in Europe tasting things you'll probably never get your hands on. So sorry. And I would appreciate if you would actually watch my videos Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays and leave a comment. That helps. Bye-bye.